And happening today, the Rapides Foundation hosted its annual Healthy Behaviors Youth Summit in downtown Alexandria. Colin Vidros shows us what the summit does for the students in Cenla.
On September 24th, the Rapides Foundation kicked off its three-day Healthy Behaviors Youth Summit.
This event is for teachers and students participating in the Healthy Behaviors School District Partnership Grant.
In its 13th year hosting the summit, the Rapides Foundation challenges students to move more, eat well, and live clean. Each Cenla student attending is a member of youth health advocates clubs in their schools. This year's summit contains more youth-led workshops, with students in those advocacy clubs leading the charge.
We feel like peer-to-peer learning is really important and can help get the information across.
The summit welcomed Stanley Celestine Jr. as its guest speaker. Celestine is a former Avoyelles Parish School Board member and was elected in 2019, where he served 4 years as the youngest school board member in the state of Louisiana.
Lived experience and leveraging your voice is very important when it comes to creating community change. And so I hope that young people today really value the knowledge that they're going to gain and take that back into their communities and their schools as they tackle some very key and critical healthy behavior issues.
And being back at the summit is a homecoming for Celestine.
Well, it is a very full circle moment for me. I came to the summit my senior year in high school, which was roughly 8 years ago, and actually was a part of the Youth Advisory Council that helped put on the summit that year. So to be here and to see how the summit has grown and transformed over the years and continuing strong is an honor, and I'm very excited to be here.
The summit will conclude on Thursday. In Alexandria for News Channel 5, I'm Colin Vidros.